Hey boys, welcome back to some more Rugby League Live 4 Fan Hub, and this time we have Josh Hodson on the front here. I'm eventually going to get a guy on the front that I'm actually doing the team for. That would be nice, because you know. But let's get straight into it. Who have we got? Who have we got this time? We did the Bulldogs last, so we got the Sharks. Just quickly looking at the overall ratings, it looks like the Sharks and the Cowboys are the highest rated, but they're all pretty close. Obviously, the Knights are the lowest, and West Tigers are actually pretty high as well. Surprisingly, they're all pretty close. But let's get into it. Valentine Holmes at fullback. Pretty darn good, really good, and we'll look at his stats for a second here. Not you know, not taking it into account too much, but you know, good player. Jared Beale, pretty low rated, but I mean, Beale, he's a solid player. I think he was, I don't know, I think he was better at the Broncos, but he hasn't been bad at the Sharks by any means, but probably hasn't gone on as much as I thought. Latelli here, excellent as well. Jack Bird, 85. Probably the hair is actually not quite right with Bird. I mean, the face overall is very good, but probably the hair is just a little off for Bird, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Fecky, that's excellent. Now his tattoo, that might just be a generic tattoo, but it does look like his correct one. I could be mistaken. Like I said in a previous video, I don't pay that much attention, but it looked like it was. James Maloney looks good as well. He was 89 rated, so Maloney is the highest rated Sharks player so far. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is a New South Wales Australian player, so it does make sense. Chad Townsend, right there. The hair is not quite as puffy as it should be, but you know, not too bad. Matt Pryor here, 87. That's probably a touch high, I would say. I mean, Matt Pryor is actually a pretty good player, but 87. This is probably one of the ones where I'm a bit like, yeah, that's a touch too high. Because I mean, we'll look at some of the other forwards and see how high they are. Jaden Brayley, pretty decent as well, 81 rated, pretty solid. Andrew Fafita, 89, to be expected for Fafita. And you'll notice with Fafita, people were talking about this in the trailer, he's actually got his mouthguard in the thing here, if it'll show us. Can actually no, I don't want to do that. Someone actually said there was. Oh, here we go. That's the button. That's the button. We can actually have a closer look at the plays here. Open your gosh darn mouth. He did it before, and you could see his mouth guard, and people were talking about that. Yeah, looking close up, if you look far back here, it's it doesn't look bad, but then when you zoom in, not like that. I don't know why it's just not A. It's very strange, but when you zoom in, the face is just, it's ridiculously good. Yeah, really nice. God, I must be, oh Jesus, what am I doing? I don't want to select the players. Alright, whatever, we've got two players up. We got, what is happening? Okay, okay. Can you not? I don't want to. That beard, the beard's a little funky on Wade Graham. The beards have always been a bit of a tough one to get right in these games. Okay, so we got it back to normal. I don't know why I was comparing them, but Luke Lewis now. Move on a bit quicker. Paul Gallen right there. Jason Bakuya. All decent. Chris Hines. I mean, I'm saying decent. They're all awesome, honestly. Jeremy Lattimore, has he played any games this year, Lattimore? Probably one or two. Seguiaro, it's good to see Seguiaro back in the NRL. Hasn't really had much of a good run of it so far with the injuries, but it's good to see him back. Tony Williams, also, you know, he played that. Did he only play one game for the Sharks? And he was looking really good, and then he got injured out for the season, so unfortunate. But Tony Williams, Brown. Actually, people were commenting that last video. Was the last video? The Bulldogs one? That the Brown apparently has signed to the Doggies. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't really played dummy half. Don't know if he could really do 80 minutes there, but he's a good young player, obviously. Kurt Capewell, good young player as well. He was really good in the Queensland Cup, and he's taking his form to the NRL pretty nicely. Joseph Paulo, that's very good as well. Edric Lee. Where is Lee going again? Is he going to Union or... I can't remember, but Edric Lee has not been playing for the Sharks, obviously. And that's pretty much it. So let's go look at the jerseys. We've got the home, we've got the away. Unfortunately, we have to look at Paul Gallen for this, but what can you do? Got the Heritage, the Nines. I do like their Nines ones. They actually sort of look like... They look like a Marvel design, honestly. And then we got the Indigenous jersey. Pretty spiffy as well. So let's move on to a Super League team. It's going to be the Catalans Dragons. Looks like they're... So you'll see like the overall ratings for these. They're a lot lower than the NRL. Now that might piss off some Super League fans, but I mean, let's be real. They should be lower. They should be. Braden Williami, former Seagull. I actually like the jerseys. I like the jerseys actually. They're pretty sweet. Williami, I can't really remember him playing, but you know, solid I think. The winger here, we got Krishnan Inu. Yeah, like I said it in last video, but just to reiterate, these players have not been face scanned because obviously Big Ant Studios is based in Melbourne, and they obviously couldn't take their equipment over to England. You know, you sort of have to look at like the Super League and be like, you know, you should sort of like try to get on board with this and, you know, maybe fly your teams out, get it done. I know that, yeah, it's a bit tricky. It's really tricky to do. I don't know how they would really get it done, but they did get some players face scanned. That were over at some point with the test match, I think. So some of the big name players I think are face scanned, but most are not. So Luke Walsh, is he the former Panther? Luke Walsh, he probably is. Anyone else I know? There's a few more coming up. We'll just look at these guys. All like, you'll see like the ratings obviously a fair bit lower. We got Sam Moa here. Oh, we got a couple coming up here. Justin Horro, another former Seagull, right? Justin Horro. Yeah, he was always a decent player. Then we got Greg Bird, 77 rated, so he's actually pretty low. He probably should be a bit higher, Greg Bird, but you know, he's a bit older now. Skim through these guys a little quicker. I apologize, you know, to the Super League fans. I'm not taking as much time with these players, but you know, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Luke Burge is right there. That one actually doesn't look too bad. Maiden, the play creator, Paul Aton, another former Panther, Paul Aton, I think, was he? And then yeah, that's then done and dusted. The let's have a look at the jerseys, home and away. I gotta be honest, the Super League, they do a good job with the jerseys. I think their designs for just their general jerseys are pretty neat. They're just they're a lot more you know, adventurous, I would say, than the NRL type jerseys. But there we go, a couple more teams done and dusted. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. It's good to be back in the lead up to a game like this, and yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.